I've been super excited to talk about this series, and it's been a long time coming, but now that it has its release date, and now that that release date is right around the corner, we're here to drop the review of the new series, American Born Chinese. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the new Disney Plus series, American Born Chinese, coming to Disney Plus May 24th. There's 8 episodes. They're roughly between 30 to 45 minutes, and it is a lot of fun. And I've been super excited to check out this series. Going all the way back to D23 of last year. The announcement of the series, and then just looking at the cast, and then there's a lot of reasons why I love this before I even got a chance to watch it. One, the cast, like Michelle Yeoh, Ben Wang, Stephanie Hsu. You got so many people involved with this, and then not to mention you got some real heavy hitters. I mean, I mentioned Michelle Yeoh, but like Huy Quan, like come on now, and then you look at the director here, Dustin Daniel Cretton, who you may know from Shang-Chi. There's just a lot of good folks involved with this film. But the other thing that really warms my heart is being able to see more Asians and the representation of Asians within the big screen and on television. And then it ain't just, the typical norms and tropes that they have been casted for years, but we're seeing them in more well-rounded story. And while this one is American Born Chinese, I think it does tackle a lot of different messages within the series, and then again the right people are involved. So with that, you have a level of integrity and a level of respect for what you're seeing in the series. So I was just super excited because they were excited for this, and it's been a long time coming since I was able to see anything, and now that I did get the chance to check out the whole 8 episodes, I'm going to talk about it. So first thing I want to talk about is Key character, Freddie, who is at a point, he seems like a comedic relief. He exists in this sitcom sort of space that's not really taking place in the timeline of things that are happening in the series. But what's special about this character is, one, I mean, anytime you see Key in anything, you're like, yes, after a fantastic year that he just had, now, anything he's in is a yes, without a doubt. And it's been a long time coming for him to get his due respect in the way he is. So, gotta say, the moment you saw his name in it, the moment you see him on the screen, you're automatically invested. But what's really special about Key and this character, Freddie, is he just knocks down all of the barriers and tackle all of the stereotypes with Asians in casting. And what's special about it is because it's almost a reflection of everything that he's been saying recently in every interview, every bit of media appearance that he's had in terms of his promotion for anything, everything, everywhere, all at once. So, seeing him really channel his real own personal messages through this character just makes it so much special. But I really do love this character. But I must say, in a all due respect manner, that it does come off as a little bit of a distraction because, one, whenever he talks, he just commands attention. And while there's other things happening in the series, when he has his moments, you're just laser focused on what the message that he's trying to get across, and ultimately what's the storyline around his character Freddie. Because as I mentioned, the character Freddie exists in this 80s television sitcom segments that they kind of have interjected within each episode. But you start to wonder and be curious as to, like, what does that mean in terms of the overall story. But in the overall story, Jin Wang, who's played by Ben Wang, who Ben is he's such a amazing person. Got a chance to talk to him a couple of times about this, and I was just so excited to see his performance, and he nails it because as Ben is the American born Chinese, he gives us insight and a perspective into what does it mean to be a high school kid who is of Chinese descent, but American. He doesn't speak Chinese, and we're seeing him hit by all different stereotypes, cringy dialogues, and all sorts of different things. And we see him weather the storm. And what's already a very difficult point in anybody's life is, well, the teenage years. And as he is in high school, his interest is in wanting to play soccer, but also at the same time, he has a love interest and just schooling in general until he is met by Huy Quan, who comes in, and this character is Wei Chen, excuse me. Wei Chen is an interesting character because it changes everything with Jin's entire life. He initially comes in as almost as a transfer student, and here's the cringy moment. The teacher's like, well, he's Chinese and you're Chinese, so y'all should be friends. And while Wei can actually speak Chinese, well, Jin can't. So like, they didn't read the room, but they definitely stereotyped it. But again, this is what the show definitely gives you perspective about. But Wei is searching for something, and his search leads him to Jin. He believes Jin is the secret to a secret scroll, that the fourth scroll, in which he's looking for. And Jin is definitely having a moment of like, what's going on? I don't believe this. I have nothing to do with this. You're crazy. Leave me alone. All sorts of different things. So there's that. But the two of them, as they get to know each other, they both have to handle the life of being high school kids, but also the fact that, well, Wei is the son of the Monkey King, and there's bad folks also looking for the fourth scroll. So he believes that Jin is his guy and will lead him to his destiny, and Jin is not actually believing that at all. So there's that. Anywho, with that being said, the series is fun. It's packed with stars. As I mentioned, a key story, which is sort of like a side story that eventually does interject, I will say. But it is a side story. But other than that, it's the focus of Jin and him potentially fulfilling his destiny. And Wei also, as the son of the Monkey King, needing Jin to be his guide, but also understanding his significance within his family. So yeah, there's tons of action, and the choreography, I'd say Michelle Yeoh's in this, right? The choreography is amazing, and while it is not as sharp as you would expect in a straight up martial arts film, it is absolutely crisp, and it's very shall I say, it's very much a Disney production, where you could tell at times like things are completely over exaggerated for the fun, but it's still amazing. And there's definitely some really good action scenes, and to the point that as a person who loves some good martial arts and loves some good fight and action choreography, I was kind of locked in on it at times more than I was with the story. But the story was still interesting because I think Ben did such a fantastic job in keeping us emotionally invested through this story of ups and downs. While he's having his issues, his parents are having issues with society around them. Asians are dealing with like racial discrimination. We have a cringy teacher who just can't have a joke or any bit of dialogue in good taste. Is all very cringy, but like there's a story with that as well too. And I will say, for 8 episodes, like, while I was completely invested, there was times that I felt like the series kind of lost its steam. But by the time it got to like the 7th and 8th episode, things really rapidly started coming at you to the point that it's truly setting up for a season 2. So, I think, if you had this on your radar, you are going to enjoy this. I think overall it's a solid production, a fantastic cast up and down. I didn't even mention half the folks that's involved with this, but like there's a ton of folks involved with this, and I think with the representation, with us being able to see more Asians on television and more on film, this is definitely a step forward in terms of not only what we need and what we should see, but it being done right with the right people involved. And I think that up and down the board here, from the cast, from the folks behind the camera, directors, everybody, it's just a tremendous step forward. And I think everyone should support this. And whether you had seen or heard about this or not, it's definitely a watch. It's definitely a watch. Watch the trailer, you'll be hooked. You'll definitely be hooked. But yeah, check out American Born Chinese, all 8 episodes dropping on Disney Plus May 24th. Folks, jump in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about this when you do. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.